Sunday and I'm getting ready for next week, and we had a little bit of problem with the College Board website, so I just want to take a few minutes in this video to talk about where we are, where you should be. I think it's pretty clear, but just to kind of give you guys some encouragement, I am starting to be a little bit worried about your progress. We got to pick up the pace. This is the easier part of the course, and starting units 5, 6, it becomes more difficult. So I really need to get you guys pushing through, making sure you're scheduling enough time to work on the course. And if you're struggling with this and you still don't see how you're going to fit it into your schedule, to work, the College Board recommends that you're working, an hour to an hour and a half every day. They even say 2, but I try to keep it lower than that. If you're still not finding that time every day, we really should schedule a call to see what's going on. So let's kind of just go through here quickly. Where should you be? You should be on week 2 or unit 2, week 3. This is your goal by fall break. You'll see that, some QSI schools had break last week, some have it this week, some have it next week. So I just picked the last week of October is the break week. If, what you're trying to do is have unit 2 done by the end of October. Here you can see the schedule is there. There's a lot of you still working in unit 1, which is why I'm saying I'm quite worried about this. So that is where we are. Next, I want to talk about what's going to go in the narrative report. So every 2 units, QVS teachers send a report to mentor teachers, parents, and students outlining where you're at. So this is kind of just a template. I might add or subtract a little bit, but in general, this is what it's going to look like. For unit 1, if you're mastered, it's going to be in green. If it's unmastered, it'll be here written in red. And if it's unmastered, I'm going to ask you to make a list of what you need to do and to set a D deadline. D's on status reports for QSI means that the effort to finish has been deficient. This could just be you don't have enough time, but I still need to document that you're working on the course or not working on the course. And if you haven't been dedicating enough time to it and you still don't have unit 1, we're going to have a D here. Unit 2, again, same thing, green and red. A lot of this will kind of depend on where you are in unit 2. If you're at the beginning of unit 2, I'm going to ask you to set that D deadline because you've had a lot of time and you're just not setting enough time. If you're very close to finishing unit 2, then this might change here and we might have the 1 or 2 things that you really need to do. The rest of this form has, your next 2 deadlines or the dates at which I hoped. There'll be another report that goes out right around December 18th, maybe into the next week, depending on when I have when I can finish them all. Next thing is just a statement here on, are you communicating? Are you working consistently? And then I'll have a prediction of whether or not you'll be ready for the AP test. So that's what's going to be in your narrative report. Next, I want to talk about Flipgrid. I need to go to your course here quickly. These are really helpful for me, and we started off with, we can see where we were getting to know my classmates, and we've really just gone down in who's doing these. To let you know, I'm not writing back to everyone. I am putting comments in the feedback, and I'm watching these on Sunday. So usually when I check to see what's going on in the course for the week, I'm watching the videos. So please do them. Really, they help me catch little errors you might be making. They also let me see how you're keeping your notebook. I can tell you, those of you who are keeping really good notes, you may say, oh, I've never kept notes, but the act of keeping notes is also, if we did a correlation, which you're going to be learning about in Unit 2, if we did a correlation, I think there would be a correlation between how well you're keeping notes and your overall progress in the course. All right, so please do Flipgrid. I'm going to ask that it gets done before I put in unit grades. So if you're not doing it now, I'm going to ask you to do it before you finish the unit. So please get it done. Last thing is on the College Board. So the College Board has 2 parts. You're using it for 2 reasons for every unit. You're using it for the progress checks. So in every unit, there's usually several multiple choice parts and a free response. When you do the multiple choice part, it's going to score it automatically for you. When you do the free response part, I'm going to need to score it. So here's the system I've devised to know this. I'm I'm going to go back to where Unit 1 was for the College Board. So you see under College Board Personal Progress Check, when you click on this, it's going to tell you to go to the website. It tells you what to complete: multiple choice 1, multiple choice 2, free response. Then report back here your multiple choice scores to me. So when you upload your multiple choice scores, that tells me to go to the website and grade your free response. I'll go in here and I don't want to have all these names here. I will grade it, and when I tell you that's good, you'll go on to take the unit assessment. So the unit assessment is marked on the College Board, and I'm not sure exactly what you see. Obviously what I see and what you see is different. But I said Unit 1 assessment, so it's very clear, right? And next time will be Unit 2 assessment, Unit 3 assessment. These I can only lock by date. So this assessment unlocks when everybody should be taking the Unit 1 assessment. Obviously, sometimes you're not at the same point in the class. So the Unit 2 assessment is going to unlock next week. If you haven't finished all of Unit 2's work, let me go back over here. If you haven't finished all of Unit 2's work on the course page, please don't take the Unit 2 assessment right here. Even though there's the date, don't take it yet because you need to do this first. If you take it and you don't do well, then I have to make up something new for you. It's not a matter of just answering these questions. The Unit 2 assessment questions is just a random sample to help me. And I ask that you wait at least 24 hours between taking the College Board and your unit assessment. This way I have time to give you feedback and you're not making the same mistakes on both things. All right, so these last two things for every unit will be on the College Board's website. One's going to say progress check. Take the multiple choice questions, take the free response. On Moodle, right, where it says College Board, personal progress check, upload your multiple choice questions. I'll know to grade your free response. You'll have time to review, ask me questions, and then you'll go back and take the Unit 2 assessment and I'll score it there for you. Okay, finally, just as one last thing, I try really, really hard to answer all questions, get feedback within 24 hours. If you are ever waiting for something, please write and just double check with me. I don't tend to forget things, but sometimes I do, and it just helps me if you say, hey, I did this, can you please check it? And I'll be happy to get back to you. So write me if you have any questions, and have a really good Sunday.